Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Holmgren, I can't imagine how difficult it would be to grow up in Minnesota in the 90s when your father's got the same name as the coach of the Green Bay Packers. That must have been a challenge at times.
It was tough, sir. Yes,
Character building, however.
indeed.
Mr. Holmgren, Dan Coates, I think, outlined best the role of the intelligence community. He said our job is to seek the truth and tell the truth. And one of the most important characteristics is sometimes it's hard to tell the truth if your customer doesn't want to hear the truth. Are you willing to incur the displeasure of the Secretary of State or indeed the President or this committee in order to defend the findings of the analysts in INR?
Thank you, Senator, for that important question. As Chairman Warner indicated at the top of his remarks, if confirmed, I would be joining an institution in INR that has a long and proud history of speaking truth to power. And so I feel as if I would be joining an institution that's on solid foundation in that regard. Having said that, I believe it is essential that the INR workforce, this committee, the American people, have confidence in the integrity, the accuracy, and the impartiality of intelligence community assessments. And so if confirmed, I think it's a multi-pronged approach to ensure that policymakers are receiving the professional judgments and candid expertise of INR analysts.
If 2003 repeated itself and the consensus in the intelligence community was X and the finding of INR was Y, would you inform this committee of your findings that differed from those of your colleagues in the community?
Yes, Senator, I believe that would be a significant enough issue to inform the committee.
Thank you. I hope we don't have to face that, but I think that's an important part of your role, the most important. Intelligence, bad intelligence does lead to bad decisions, and your job is to give us the best intelligence that you have, us being policymakers. Mr. Fanzone, this committee really, I think, has one role and one mission. The role is oversight of the intelligence community. And it's an unusual one because in a democracy, secret agencies are kind of an anomaly. And all the other agencies of government have all kinds of people looking at them. The press, the specialized press, the constituents. Intelligence, not so much. So this committee has an important responsibility. The mission, it seems to me, is navigating the tension between the preamble of the Constitution to ensure domestic tranquility and provide for the common defense, and the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment, essentially the right of privacy of American citizens. Talk to me about how you navigate that, what is essentially a legal tension.
Thank you, Senator, for I think that's a fantastic framing of the role of this committee and an excellent explanation for why the relationship between the intelligence community and this committee is so important. I think that the intelligence community has a very important job to play in keeping the nation safe, but it can only do that if the American people trust that what it's doing is lawful and consistent with the nation's values. I think that because most of the work is in secret, there has to be mechanisms to ensure people of that. I think one is that...
Especially because it's
secret. And I think one is the IC should be transparent as much as it can be. And if I was confirmed, I would be an advocate internally for being transparent about what the IC is doing, particularly about its legal basis. Two, there's internal oversight mechanisms to help make sure the IC is operating lawfully. There's inspector generals, there's the PCLOB, there's general counsel's offices. And then third, and probably most important, there's this committee. And if I was lucky enough to be confirmed, I would see a major focus in my role, both ensuring that the director carries out her obligation to keep the committee fully and currently informed about significant intelligence activities, and also just making sure that I'm a partner with the committee so that all the legal issues that come up that are significant, we're working together on those.
Hold that thought. Partner with the committee. Yeah. That's an important concept. I'm just about out of time, but I want to emphasize the importance, which the chairman mentioned, of the whistleblower statute. By definition, whistleblowers are unpopular, certainly not within the executive branch, so they need articulate and aggressive defense, and I hope you will commit to doing so within the intelligence community.
Certainly, Senator. That's something that a number of senators have spoken to me about in the run-up to this hearing, and I'm committed to ensuring that if confirmed, to ensuring that whistleblowers know where to lodge their complaints and receive the full protection of the law if they do so.
Interesting, the first American whistleblower law was in 1778, prior to the adoption of the Constitution. The people that founded this country understood how important it was. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.